Welcome to the Business Chaser, your quick pour of strategy, clarity, and momentum. We skip the small talk and get straight to the strategy here in these bite-sized episodes. We're here to help you grow smarter, market better, and chase what matters, all in 15 minutes or less. I'm your host, Lauren Najar, and today we're going to be diving into messy action. Tune in and let's chat.
Hey, this is Rebecca from Modern Shift Studio. I'm a website and SEO strategist, and I'm really excited to be on the podcast today and talk about 3 things that your website should do for your business. And I'm just going to dive right in to the first thing. So the first thing that your website should be doing is attracting your ideal clients. And I feel like this is one that we all know this, but are you actually doing it on your website? What I see a lot, especially with the clients I work with, is that they want to keep their website kind of broad because they feel like if their website and their content is more broad, they're going to reach more people, which seems like it makes sense. But if you are not actually speaking specifically to one person, it's not going to resonate as much with anyone. So something I hear from a lot of my clients is like, well, most of my clients are like this, and that's who I love working with the most. That's who is getting the best results. But I can also help people who have, these other symptoms or these other issues. And I don't want them to think that I can't help them. But again, that leads to kind of creating your website to be more broad and like not actually speaking to a specific problem. So we really want to stop trying to appeal to every possible person that you can help and really choose like, okay, what is the main thing that I want to do? What's the main thing that I want to help people with? I'll even share an example from my own business. A lot of times website designers don't choose a very specific niche that they work with. They kind of focus more on, what their design style is or something like that. But I actually noticed a huge difference when I started to niche down and work specifically with health and wellness practitioners. I started to get more bookings, and I have people now who are coming to me and specifically telling me like, well, I wanted to work with someone who really knows my industry. So it's something that even though it feels like, well, if I'm, talking to fewer people, that's fewer potential clients for me or something, but I actually see it working the opposite way. The other thing that you want to do to attract who your ideal clients are is using their language to address their problems. So this is something, again, I work mainly with health and wellness. So I see it a lot, especially in those industries where people want to use kind of, industry jargon. They want to use like technical or like medical terms. But is that the way that your clients actually talk? Do they even know what those things mean? So we don't want, the copy, the actual messaging on your website to be, sound really good, sound really smart, but then not actually connect with people if that's not the language that they use in their everyday life. So we really want to look at the way that your clients are actually talking and use that language to explain things on your website. So the second thing that your website should be doing for your business is building trust before someone even contacts you. And the way that you can do this is through, having social proof, screenshots, testimonials, case studies. All of these things can be, sprinkled onto every page of your website. So not just your sales pages. That's something, again, that I see with some websites as where they do have testimonials, they do have reviews. Maybe they have, before and after images or something like that, but they're sort of hidden on the website. They only have them, on certain sales pages for different programs, and they're not actually displaying these, on the homepage, on their about page even. We want to make sure these things are actually everywhere on your site so that no matter where someone lands on your website, they are seeing some kind of social proof or testimonial or something that is helping build that trust, like helping them see that, oh, this is someone, not only that you are saying how you can help them, but you're showing them how you've also helped, other people like them before. And the other thing that we want to do to build trust on your website is be really clear about your expertise. Why should they work with you? The way I think about this is think of it through the lens of if someone is brand new and they land on your website, what would they need to see to feel like you are the right person to work with? I think sometimes we kind of get wrapped up in like, we know why we're the expert. Our clients that are already working with us, they know why we're the expert. They already love working with us. But if someone brand new is coming to your website, they don't know anything about you yet. So we want to be really clear why you're the expert and what that expertise is. So again, that even ties back into, point one about making sure that your website is speaking directly to the people that you actually want to work with, being really clear about what are those problems that you're solving? What are the kinds of results that people are getting? Making sure we have those specifics on there. And this is something kind of a bonus tip, being clear about your expertise. This is especially something to think about when it comes to your about page. So I see this with almost everyone, almost every client that I have worked with. Usually they're coming to me and already have a website that they created at, earlier in their business. And time again, their about page is kind of like their life story, like the whole thing, personal details about them, who their family is, how many kids they have, pets, then it goes into like why they started their business, what that whole journey looked like to, eventually do what they're doing now. And while some of that, it's great to have a personal connection. It's great for people to get a taste of who you are on a personal level, get a taste of your personality. Ultimately, even on the about page of your website, it's not actually about you. It's still a part of your website that we want to make sure is showing people like how you can help them. So even though it's about you, we still want to connect that back to your expertise. People care a lot less about those personal details of our life story. They really want to know, like, who are you in the sense of why are you the person to help me? What makes you an expert? What parts of your journey and your life story actually connect to what you're doing now and how it's going to help me? I see this a lot for the health practitioners that I work with, where they had particular, health symptoms of their own and had this entire health journey that led them to becoming the expert that they are now. And that's what we connect to on the about page. We share the parts of their story and who they are that make sense for their audience. Like what is going to make their audience feel connected to them and know that they're the right person to help them. So that's really what we do there. And then the other piece that we want to be really clear about, and that's going to help build trust with people before they ever contact you, is being really clear about your process and what does it actually look like to work with you. This is, again, another one of those pieces that I see people skip, usually because it can feel difficult to know how to do this on your website and know what people are going to want to hear from you. And I think what makes this hard is, again, we're so close to our business. We're so close to the work that we're doing with other people that sometimes it's hard for us to put into words like, okay, this is kind of the step-by-step process that I'm walking you through. This is the method that we're going to follow. This is what has worked for my clients. And so that's what we want to really outline clearly. And this especially comes back to thinking about that brand new person landing on your website. They don't know who you are. They don't know how you can help them yet. What do they need to know in order to trust you? And part of building that trust is helping someone feel safe that like, okay, if they sign up to work with you, they want to know you have a clear process that you're going to walk them through. They want to feel safe in making that investment. They want to know what they're getting and what kind of results that they can expect. And I really do find my clients that have the best results and, are booking a lot of clients through their website is that they do have a clear process that they walk people through. And so on the website, we're outlining that really clearly of like, okay, we're going to do this first. We're going to do this next. Like these are the steps. And then again, building in that social proof, those testimonials, these are people I've walked through this process and these are the kinds of results that they're getting. And so all of these pieces are really building that trust. Even if someone has never connected with you before, you haven't talked to them in the DMs or follow them on Instagram or anything like that, these are some of the pieces that are going to help build that trust so someone feels safe to reach out and book with you. And then the third thing that we want your website to do for your business, and I kind of started talking about this in building trust, but we want to guide people to take the next step on your website. And again, I think this is one of those things, like we talked about with attracting your ideal client. It seems obvious. Of course, we talk about ideal clients all the time. It's like one of those things, okay, we know this, but are we actually doing it? So when it comes to your website, what can happen is that it is the home base for everything in your business, right? Like it links out to your social media. It has all your different freebies. It has your different programs, your courses, whatever it might be that you offer. And so if we're not thinking about this and how can we guide people to a clear next step, it can actually be really overwhelming for someone coming to your website because it's like they get there and there's so many different options of what they could do that they end up not doing anything if it's not super clear what that next step is that they should take. So the way that I think about this one is for every page of your website to have one clear what's next kind of step. So for most of my clients, it's something like booking a call or, filling out an application or buying a program if you have, kind of a direct program or something that someone can buy. And so we kind of know what that main step is we want people to take. And every single page, that's what we're guiding people to. And we make that obvious. So we're using big buttons for this. We're not hiding it on the page. We're making sure it's really obvious what that next step is. And the other piece of that I really look at is removing friction from that booking process or whatever that process is for your business. If it's too difficult for someone to figure out how to book a call or, buy your program or find the link to an application, we think that, someone will go looking for it if they really want it. But honestly, if people can't find something, they're going to leave. People have very, very short attention spans when it comes to websites. And so if it's not immediately obvious where to find something or what to do next or how to book that call, then often they're just going to leave and they're not going to do it. So we want to make that part of the process really, really simple. And then this is kind of on a related note, is thinking about the structure of your offer ecosystem. What are you actually wanting people to do? How can people work with you? And again, similar to how if it's not really clear what you want people to do next, or they can't find an easy button that goes right to your calendar for them to book a call or something, then they're just going to leave if they get overwhelmed. So this is in a similar way. If you have too many different offers, it can be hard for people to even know where to start. And again, if they get overwhelmed and they don't know what to pick, then a lot of times they just end up leaving because they feel like they can't take that next step yet. I especially see this with a lot of my health and wellness clients because, again, especially going back to step one, about attracting your ideal clients. If you are trying to be too broad and you're trying to help everyone, it then translates into, for many of my clients, having too many offers. And while there are things we can do to try and clarify on the website, okay, this offer is for this person, this is for this person, and try to streamline things to guide people to what they need. Ultimately, if you have too many offers, it can feel really hard for people to know which one is right for them, especially if those offers are pretty similar with very few kind of differences in what you're doing in each of those different programs. It's really hard for people to pick. And usually what happens, we'd like to think that, okay, well, they can just book a call and we'll help them figure out which one is right for them. But again, that is sort of adding friction to that booking process. It's sort of adding an extra step versus if we were to go back and look at the offer suite and narrow down, actually, this is the one main program the one main thing that's getting people results. And these are the people that I love working with the most. And we streamline the website to specifically attract that ideal client and specifically build trust with that type of client and making this really streamlined, guiding them to the next step. Every page of the website showing how this program is the next step for them. When we streamline that entire process and really simplify it, that's when people know exactly how we can help them, exactly what the solution is, and makes it really easy for them to, book that call or purchase the program, fill out the application, whatever it may be. So again, you can kind of see how all three of these things work together to make your website work for your business. So we don't want it to just be like this pretty home base that, has really beautiful branding and really nice photos, although all those things are wonderful, of course. As a designer, I love to look at beautiful websites, but we want to make sure that it's backed by this really strong and strategic system that's going to really support your business and really to help you serve more people.
That's your quick hit of clarity and momentum for the week. If it sparks something, share it with a friend or tag us in your stories at Business Over Cocktails and or at Lauren Najar. We love seeing what resonates. Don't forget, Mondays are for full-length episodes with rich conversations, and Fridays are the Business Chaser episodes. These are bite-sized insights pulled from our guests to keep you inspired and aligned throughout the week. Do you have a question or a takeaway? DM us at Business Over Cocktails. We just might feature it in a future episode. Cheers!